Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another exciting episode of This Is Our Life. This is from my cousin. Um, I just, uh, I just want to let you know what's going on. I wish I could make this a private video so only you could see it, but I don't know how to do that. I got home about 10, 15 minutes ago from the hospital. This is Carolyn's, third day there, and yesterday they were saying that they'd probably let her go. They might let her go today, but they're not even talking about discharge now. um, the other day, called the ambulance. They came by. Her pain started to subside by the time they got here, so they left. Then we were going into town for something. I don't remember what now. And the pain started again. I pulled over, called 911. This time the ambulance took her to hospital. They gave her some pain meds in the ER. Started driving her home. Before we even got to Swansea, I had to stop and turn around and take her back because she was in so much pain. And, they think the pain is because of the cancer, but they're not 100% sure on that. Yesterday, the day before yesterday, and yesterday, they had her on a morphine pump, one that she could hit the button whenever she needed the medicine. So that way they could try and figure out what level of medicine to give her on a regular basis. And today they didn't have her on one, but she told me they were thinking of doing it again. They gave her 2 quarts of blood, or excuse me, 2 pints of blood yesterday because of the anemia. Um, she said they were thinking about doing a procedure, colonoscopy, I don't, to try and figure out where she's bleeding from. I mean, that's 2 pints of blood, and um, the oncologist has gone by to see her at least twice now, which is really nice. I really appreciate that. Um, we found a place on her back that I had not noticed before. I showed it to the nurse. The nurse said she would make a note of it for the doctor. Um, Looked like maybe a mole or just a discolored place. I wanted to get out before there was a rush of people. I know it's Keene. It's not like Boston or Houston or even San Antonio. I mean, nonetheless, I don't want to get in the middle of all the traffic. I don't want to drive at night any more than I have to. And um, so I wanted to get out before it got too late. She ordered some food while I was there, and I ate most of it. She ate a few pieces of, or a few baked potato chips and jello. I ate the hamburger. I ate the salad. She drank part of a diet ginger ale, I think it was. A little one, about yay big, maybe 8 ounces, 6 ounces, 8 ounces. Um, she threw up yesterday or this morning, I forget which. They're thinking she may have an obstruction, but they're not sure because sometimes she can eat, but whenever she does eat, she doesn't eat much, and usually she can't keep it down. So we don't know what's going on. And like I said, they yesterday they said that they might let her go today. but today they are no longer talking about when they might discharge her. Um, if you send me an email or a private message, I will be glad to give you the information. Her room. Actually, you don't even need a room number. You just call information at Cheshire Medical Center and uh, tell them her name, and they'll connect you with her. Um, I'm worried. I'm really worried, and I feel guilty. It's like, well, maybe if I just wouldn't have said anything in the first place, none of this would be going on. No, I noticed the lump. Well, maybe if I just would have ignored it, then none of this would be going on. It wouldn't have been. I know that's not true, but then I have some of her medicine here I picked up from the pharmacy the other day. Of course, she doesn't need it. They have her medicine in hospital, but I mean, this is some major medicine that she's taking. I mean, this is a fentanyl patch, and I don't remember what the other one is. I'm not even going to say it. Even I'm not going to say it anyway. What the name of it is? But this is stuff like when I worked in hospice, like we were giving our patients. Although thankfully it's not quite that much, and most of the patients had like 20, 30 pain meds amongst other medicines. I wish New Hampshire would go ahead and, okay, you two, would go ahead and get their act together concerning medical cannabis, because that would help her. We experimented once, and it helped to relax her. And when she was a little more relaxed, she didn't notice the pain as much. It also helped her to eat and keep food down, not eat a whole lot more than she's doing now, but at least it helped a little bit because she needs her nutrition and she's not getting it. Her blood sugar was down to 38, 37, 38 yesterday, I think, or this morning, and she was actually conscious and alert, believe it or not. Like the nurse was saying, well, some people, they go down to 80 and they're completely out of it. They might as well be in a coma. Other people like you get that low and it's not that big of a deal. Um, they had her on 3 IVs today. Well, I was there. Well, one was empty, but I think it was, I don't know what kind of medicine it was. The other one was like it had sugar in it, but it had some other nutrients in it, I believe. And then the third one was just neutral saline. But I need to get out of the house. I need to get something to get my mind off all this. I mean, I love my wife. I'm here for my wife. I go see my wife every day. I feel so guilty about saying this and feeling this way. The Well, I was in hospital today because she was having a CAT scan or MRI or something done when I arrived. She had 2 of them done. So it was taking a while. So I'm waiting for her up in a room, and going on and it. We've been to that hospital so many times. They know us there, so I could just wander around and nobody thinks anything of it. Even in the ER, I can just wander around. It's like he's just getting some exercise or something. She can do the same thing. I mean, they know us by name, but I'm like I was about to say. While I was at hospital today, before I went up to see her, I found a brochure. It seems that it's something offered by Cheshire Medical Center, and it's one of those alert buttons like you see on TV. Help! I've fallen and I can't get up. It's one of those types of things, and they have one that you can wear like as a bracelet, and then several you can wear as a bracelet, several you can wear as a pendant, and I'm I want her to get one. I think getting the pendant one would be better than the bracelet because um, if she falls and if she is laying on one arm and she can't get her hand to that other arm, so if she falls, she can. I would think it would be easier to get to one hanging off her neck. So I would like her to get one. If she gets one, then I'll feel a little easier about volunteering with the town EMS and taking their training, which I think is in January, December or January. I think January. And I just don't want to leave her at home by herself. I don't want to come back and find her injured, and then it has been so long since it first happened that they can no longer do anything for her. I don't want that for her. I don't want her to hurt. I don't want her to suffer. And I feel like her life was going decent enough before she met me, and she meets me, and all this stuff happens. I don't know, but I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. Tomorrow, when I go in to see her, I'm going to take her some yarn, and uh, I don't know the difference between knitting and crocheting. She has a couple of projects or more over here. I'm just going to probably just take those with me. Give her something to do. She has nothing to do. Um, the other day, when I was with her in the ER, and Dr. Bollet, which is her inpatient doctor, was there talking. And I hate even bringing up some of the stuff that Dr. Boulay was talking about, but it has to be done. Like I mentioned, like I told Carolyn for a reason. Look, sweetie, I knew what my mother wanted because she told me what she wanted, but she didn't have anything written down. So there was a limit to what I could do for her. So the thing is, if she's going to go ahead and do all this paperwork, then I'm going to do for myself as well, because I want Carolyn to make the decisions if something happens to me. But I also want her to know what I want. I want to discuss it with her, not just fill out some papers and say, here, this is what I want. Because if we discuss it, then we can figure out, well, maybe I can modify this or modify that. So I don't want to lose her. She made me a man. At least she showed me that I am a man. And it's really scary right now because they just don't know what's going on. I mean, they know about the cancer, and she was the nurse came in and said, "Okay, what's your pain level right now?" She said 3 or 4, and I'm like, "Are you sure, sweetie? Because the way you were acting just 5 minutes ago, it sounded like it's a whole lot worse than that." And the nurse said, "Well, I've learned that what it's a 4 to her, for most people that might be a 7 or an 8." So the nurse knows. The thing is, she's been in so much pain for so long now that sadly it's become the norm. And I don't like that. I just don't like that. But these 2 medicines over here, they've upped the dose, but she may not even stay on these medicines. They may by the time they discharge her, they may put her on something else. We don't know. We just don't know at this point. So anyway, I don't know what else to say. But I appreciate the fact that you and your brother and your parents have been there for me, even though sometimes I'm a horse's patoot. But I deeply appreciate the fact that all of you have been there for me. I love all of you. So I don't know what else to say. If you want, you can call Carolyn. I mean, you can still call her now. I mean, she probably won't get to sleep till around 10 or 11. Um, but you can just call Cheshire Medical Center Keene and ask for her. And um, anyway, I don't know what else to say.